Edit, link to the original if anyone's looking. Hey people, it's been a while since my original post and I have some free time today and not much to do with it, so I'm gonna write this, why not? A lot happened since my first post. In the end, my GF, now ex I guess, couldn't deal with the fact that I had a new priority. I admit that I wasn't the best at managing time between them two and I would spend a lot more with my sister than my GF, but I think that's understandable, maybe. In general, my GF was on and off with my sister. One day she would be the nicest person to her and the other would completely blow her off and be borderline mean. I had a few talks with her that it needs to stop, but it would only end up working for maybe the rest of the week, and the next it would be back to square one. About 3 weeks ago it erupted into a big argument. She accused me of not loving her anymore, and that I play favorites. I told her they're not my children to be playing favorites and that obviously for some time my sister is gonna need a lot more attention, since you know she lost her parents. In the end, she went back to her ultimatum, sister or her. I was angry at this point, because she has been mean to my sister that day, and I told her she can pack her shit and find a place to sleep tonight. I haven't seen her since and quite frankly I don't really want to. We texted for a bit, basically both sides confirming it's over and arranging when she can come for the rest of her stuff. As for my sister, she's a lot better. She doesn't stay in her room all day anymore and she's slowly going back to her talkative old self. She still doesn't like being alone, but it was the same before the accident, so since my GF moved out, we've been sharing a bed for comfort. She still wakes up at night crying sometimes, so it's better when I'm there and frankly it's a lot more comfortable. One thing I really regret is my sister heard that whole fight and she started apologizing to me for breaking me and my GF up. I assured her it's not her fault at all and if anything she helped me see for who my GF really was. She still goes to her therapist and it's really helped a ton. She doesn't need me to be there while she falls asleep and doesn't panic when I go to the shop for 15 minutes. All in all, these past 3 months have been the hardest time in my life, but eye-opening to my ex's disregard for my family and kind of me too. Sorry for no happy ending, I guess this is how real life is. EDIT2, I would love to thank everybody for kind words individually, but with this amount it's crazy, so I wanna give everyone who gave me advice and kind words a huge thank you to everybody. You're all amazing. These numbers are overwhelming and I can't even express in words how it feels that so many people care. It's really something else. Didn't expect that strangers on the internet could make me cry either, so once again a huge thank you.
One of the most mature and sensible posts I have read in a long time. How very lucky your sister is to have you in her life. Keep guiding and supporting her in this exact manner and she'll be just fine.
You're a good brother. Your sister is lucky to have you taking care of her.
Deleted.
Wow man, this really resonated with me. And AMP, #X200B, when my stepmother passed a few years back, I moved back home to help care for my 10-year-old sister. I would have been right around the age that you are now. I left a job behind, and a relationship. But it was simply what had to be done at the time. My stepmother and I had a rough relationship, but she would always look at my sister and I and say, "Wow, you guys look just alike. You know, when your dad and I are gone, you better take care of your little sister." 12-year age difference. It never made sense to me until her passing. Now she is in high school and got a 4.5 GPA last semester. She is excelling in sports, and she is just an all-around great kid who has been through so much. Moving back was hard, and I had to let a lot go, but in the end it all worked out and I never would have met what is now my wife had I not made the move. Not that my opinion really matters, but I have a tremendous amount of respect for what you have done.
I am very sorry for your loss. Thank you for stepping up for your sister. That sounds like the best thing for her. Good luck with your healing. Heart.
Thank you so much for being the kind of man this world needs, especially in such a tough position. Have you thought about joining a group for newly single parents? Or a grieving support group? I think it would be good for you to be around people who appreciate what you're doing and empathetic of the struggle.
I hope you know just how incredible of a person and a brother you are. You are so young. But you've stepped up for this heartbroken and traumatized young girl in a way she will carry with her for the rest of her days. What happened to you both is nothing short of tragic. But when you took your sister in, you made the decision to stop that tragedy from continuing any longer than it needed to.
You did the right thing. I lost both parents when I was in my 20s as well, and it's an incredibly hard thing to handle. You expect to have so much more time with them and it feels like the rug has just been pulled out from under you, and the first people you'd go to for advice on how to handle it are gone. You're doing an incredible job in an unbelievably tough situation, and you can only afford to surround yourself with supportive people. If your ex couldn't be one of those people, she made that decision for you.
Just an anecdote for you. My mother was orphaned at a very young age. Her brother took her in when he was barely old enough and just getting married. He and his wife raised her. She then went on to have me, and when my folks split up, my aunt and uncle continued to be a family. I consider my cousins, there are 9 of them, brothers and sisters. Of course, I know my mum wished things would have been different and I know it was hard for them, but I have to tell you that I grew up in one of the strongest extended families I have known. My uncle and aunt have since passed, but honest to God they have been some of the most important people in my life, and I am super grateful for my family and that we are the kind of family that takes care of each other. I am now a middle-aged guy and we have family shit like anybody else, but I can tell you that how my family was and is makes me incredibly proud.
There is a free camp called Comfort Zone Camp. All over the USA, I don't know where you are. It's free for kids 8 to 18 who have lost a parent, sibling, grandparent. It happens on a 3-day weekend once a year. It's completely free. They have a big buddy volunteer, same sex. And they have lots of fun and therapy, bonfire. And Sunday when you pick them up you get to watch a talent show of every kid and meet the big buddy, therapist. It's really great. My older daughter I had to take kicking and screaming. My younger one couldn't wait. The older one loves it now. Should really look into it.